kitchen and we are going to be making my own version of samosas. So stay with me, guys. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Angela and thank you for coming and spending a little bit of time out with me today. If this is your first time joining me, then it is great having you here today. On this channel we do all sorts of things. Like today we're going to be cooking, but we're going to be doing lots of a healthy version of food. We do shopping hauls, food hauls, clothes hauls, we do lots of recipes, lots and lots of chit chat, because I'm on a health and wellness journey. To date I've lost 126 pounds and I share my life with you on my journey to achieving that goal. We also do a little bit of gardening as well, so all sorts of things. But today we are going to be making samosas. Well, my version of samosas, I should add, because if you've ever seen me, I like to take a recipe, I like to mix it up and add my own flavours to it, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. So I'll show you what we've got. So to get us started, I've got a bag of mixed vegetables, and it's just a regular bag that you get from the supermarket. This one has got in carrots, peas and sweet corn and green beans as well. And I've just took the entire bag and dropped it in some hot boiling water, salted water, and let that cook for a couple of minutes. So these are all ready. And then the other thing I've got are these, which is still draining. These are some potatoes. I've taken, now you can use, of course, fresh potatoes if you wanted to. You could even use mashed potatoes if you choose, but I've got some new potatoes. This one was from Aldi, so I've got that tin. So this is 560 grams, and then I also had this tin in the cupboard, which is 300 grams. So I've got 860 grams. They're already cooked, so what I did, I just dropped them in some hot salted water just to let them warm through, and then I've drained them. They're completely drained now. Just take that excess water away, and now I'm just going to pop them straight into my bowl. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to mash them down a little bit, because they are a bit chunky right now, as you can see, so I want to crush them. So I'm just going to get my potato masher. Here we go, got my potato masher, and I'm just going to crush them. I don't want it like mashed potatoes, but I just want it crushed. Now, as I say, if you've got mashed potatoes, you can do this quite easily with that too. So we're just crushing that all up. So I just want to check the texture, and that's lovely. So we've still got texture on it. It's not completely mashed through, but it's still got a nice bit of texture on that. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is I'm going to add in my veggies. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add in my veggies. Now, of course, you can use absolutely any type of veggies that you want, anything that you have. Now, I did have some mushrooms in the cupboard, and I did think about putting some mushrooms in, and I did also think about putting some spinach in. So, but I thought for today I will just stick with this. But whatever veggies you've got, brilliant. And that's the beauty when you develop your confidence, and you can take then a recipe and mix it up to suit you, you know, using whatever ingredients you have at home. Because I'm having a bit of a clear out. This morning I went through my freezer, and this is how I decided to come up with it. I went through my freezer because my freezer is really full, and I thought, right, I need to clear down what I've got. So I went through my freezer, pulled out my veggies, went through my cupboard, pulled out my some stuff, and I thought, right, that's what I'm going to do this month, is just go through and use up what I've got. Because I don't know if you're like me, but it's so easy just to keep buying more food, and then you end up with food on top of food, and then they've been there for a year or two and you end up chucking them out. Well, food is just so expensive now, so expensive. So I decided now, every couple of months, I'm going to go through my freezer. You might even have seen that I did that back at the top of the year. Yeah, at just after Christmas and the New Year, I did that. And I went on a journey of being really frugal. And my goal was to spend no more than £5 a week, £20 a month, just to top up. And I just went over that just a little bit. But I was really pleased with myself because I was able to use up lots and lots of food that was just sitting around in the cupboard and in the freezer. So we're in July, so this is my aim again. And as I was going through my freezer, I realised I've got loads of veggies. So I'm going to be using that to make some soup, and then I can take that into work with me. So this is beautifully mixed, as you can see. It's all mixed through, my veggies and my potatoes. And as I say, if you wanted to add other ingredients in there, feel free to do that. Now it's time to season this up. So I'm going to start off, as always, with a pinch of salt. So I'm going to give this a good pinch of salt, and I'm going to go for a good teaspoon. There we go. And then I'm going to go in again with I used my half teaspoon. That's why I put 2 in there, but this is my teaspoon. And so I'm going to go in with half a teaspoon of black pepper. Just go in there. And if you've seen me cooking before, I always say go light. Go light with your seasoning, because then you can add more if you want. Nothing worse than over seasoning it. It's got too much, you can't take it out. Okay, next I'm going to go in with some paprika. Oh, I love the smell of paprika. And I'm going to go in with a teaspoon of paprika. Nice, good, generous teaspoon. I'm going to go in with a pinch of chilli as well. I'm going to go in with half a teaspoon of chilli. I don't want it too peppery because we're going to add in some cumin, some ground cumin. So I'm going to add a good teaspoon of cumin to this. Now you could put whatever flavours you want. If you want like a herby Mediterranean flavour, then you know, put in your herbs, your spices, your oregano, anything like that. If you want Caribbean jerk seasoning style, jerk it up with your jerk seasonings. If you want more of the Indian style, put in more of those Indian flavours in. You know, you can do whatever you want with this. It's your dish after all. So mix it up to what suits you. So you're going to give this all a good mix to combine all those flavours. And then this is the really important bit. Now we're going to taste it. So I'm going to go straight in with my teaspoon. And I want to pick up some veggies and some potato. That's nice, but it doesn't really taste of anything. So again, I'm going to go back in with some cumin. I can taste a little bit of cumin coming through, but it's not enough to make an impact for me. So I'll put another teaspoon of that in. I'm going to add more salt. Another half a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to put in more paprika. Another teaspoon of paprika. And I'm also going to add in maybe half a teaspoon of chilli, because I can feel that chilli heat coming through. And again, we're going to mix it all. And this is how I always season my food. Always start with a little bit and then build those flavours up. So giving it all a good mix like so. We want to evenly distribute all of this seasoning. And then I'm going to go in with another spoon because we don't double dip here. Okay, so again, going in with another taste, get some potato on this. Okay, so I can taste the chili coming through, but it still needs more salt. Yeah, no more pepper, but just more salt. And this is my taste. This is, you know, what I like. So there's not much in there, so I'm just gonna use all the rest of that. Need to top that up. I use pink Himalayan salt. What salt do you use? Do you have a favourite? Pop it in the box for me below. I'd love to know what salt you use. Okay, so I'm going in now with another clean spoon, and we're going to have another taste. Oh, that's really nice. I like that. I can feel the heat of the cumin and the chili coming through. It's not too strong. It's just a little bit of a kick. That's how I like it. And salt, I know some people don't like to use salt in their food, and that's absolutely fine. And they might have health conditions or medical condition, but I do like salt because it just pulls all those flavours through. So I'm really happy with that. So the next stage is to create the samosa or the spring roll, whichever you want. So this is what I'm using. This is TYJ spring roll pastry, and I've got this from Tesco's. I got it in the freezer section where they sell like the Asian samosas and spring rolls and the cassavas and the Indian kulfi, in that section. So this is what it is, and it's a pastry. So I'll just take one out to show you. There is, I think there's 30. Yes, there's 30 sheets in this packet. So there's going to be a fair few. So I've taken a few out because they were easy to get out, and I'm just going to try and separate one for you. Now these were frozen, so they're still defrosting a little bit. You just defrost them at room temperature. There we go. But I can tell you they're very strong. So this is one sheet, and the centre was stuck, but it's not torn at all. So very, very, very strong. So there we go. That is a sheet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it over here. Now, typically you would fry your samosas or spring rolls, but I'm not going to do that because remember, we're on a health journey, and I'm going to bake these in the oven. In fact, I'm going to pop some in the air fryer as well. So what I want to do is I want to make big ones, okay? So whether you're making big ones or small ones, you would typically start with a square, okay? So I'm going to double this up, and I'm going to get two sheets. I'm going to lay over each other. So let's get a second one. So I've got a second one here, but this has got a bit of a hole in the middle, but that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to just lay them across each other like this. So I've got like this star kind of shape. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a spoon, and I'm going to get a good dollop of this, a good portion, and I'm going to just drop it straight in the centre. Okay? And now what I want to do is fold this up. So I'm going to go from corner to corner, like so. Okay, so these didn't come out as samosas. These came out more like a spring roll, which I'm still happy with, so that's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do, I've taken my square, I've taken one of these, and I've got a second one. And I'm going to make a spring roll because I've tried making it into a samosas and it's not quite worked as well for me. So a spring roll is going to be a little bit easier for me. So I've just laid it on top of each other. I'm going to take a good dollop of my mixture and I'm just going to spread it right in the middle. Okay, right in the middle. I'm going to put a little bit more, just a tiny bit more, because I want this to be a really nice, you know, nice dish. I want this to, I want to be able to have one for lunch, yeah, one or two, and feel like I've really eaten something. You know, sometimes you can get really tiny spring rolls or samosas, and for me, I need about 4 or 5 to feel like I've eaten one. So what I want is a really nicely filled one, so I feel like I've had something. Okay, so I'm just going to literally fold it over like that. Okay, bring the one edge up. I'm going to then tuck in my sides, like so, like a little parcel. And then now I'm just going to roll it all up together. And there we go. And there we go. Yeah. So because it's double layers, you're going to get a really nice, you know, flakiness to it. So now another way to fill this is, again, get a really nice good dollop, put it right in the center. Right, so I'm just going to get a little bit more. Okay. And then what you can do is take the corners to the other corner. Okay, in fact, this needs a little bit more. I can tell it's just a little bit thin. Just a little spoonful more. Okay, just spread that out a little bit. And I'm going to go from corner to corner, like so. And then fold it up like a parcel. And then just wrap it all over, wrap it up. And there we go. There we go. So a little spring roll parcel. I'm actually really loving this pastry. I've never used this pastry before. I've never used it, but I'm actually really liking it. What I am going to do, I'm going to try it with just one sheet and see how we get on. There's a stretch to this. That's why, unlike with like flaky pastry or you know, yeah, like unlike with straight flaky pastry, it would tear. There's a stretch to this. This is absolutely lovely. But I'm going to try it with just one sheet and see how we get on. I'm going to take it to the corner, wrap it up and fold it all over. There we go. So that's with one sheet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this down because I'm using this. Lay that down, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my oil brush. And I'm just going to lightly brush these pastries with oil. And then I'm going to pop it in the air fryer. And then I can come back and tell you what they were like. So I'm just brushing it all over. And now typically you would deep fry your samosas or your spring rolls, but as I say, I don't want to do that. So we're going to see what they turn out like. Just give them a good brush all over. I'm just using olive oil. That's just my oil of preference. but whatever oil you choose, give that a go. I'm just dabbing the ends, just really lightly, nothing heavy. There we go. And now I'm just going to pop a couple of these in the air fryer and see how we get on. So whilst these are in the air fryer, I've got loads more of this mixture. I'm just going to carry on. So these are now waiting to go in the air fryer. So I've done all of my rolls. This is what I've got left. So just over half the packet left. I'm just going to pop it back in its original bag, and I'm going to pop it back into the freezer. I have to admit, I've done like a version of spring rolls before, and I've like used flaky pastry. No more, no more. I will never do that again, because this is absolutely beautiful to work with. There's a stretchiness to it, and in the end I felt that I only really needed one sheet rather than two. So I will definitely be buying and using this again. As I mentioned, this is in, got this in Tesco's, but I imagine you can get this in Asda, Morrison's, supermarkets like that. And it is in the Asian food freezer section. So where they do keep the kolofi, the samosas, the frozen ones that you can buy, cassava, things like that. In the frozen freezer section, the Asian section, and that's where I got this. So absolutely beautiful. So I've done like a samosa style with potatoes and veggies, but you could put bean sprouts in it. You could make mince parcels or chicken, anything you want in these. Absolutely delicious, absolutely beautiful. So now for taste test. So I've got 3 in the air fryer, because I've only got a small air fryer. I've got these on the tray, so 3, 6, 7, 8 in the tray, and I've got 2 here, so 8, 10, 13 I've been able to make with the potatoes and the veggie mixture that I've had. So this is one using 1 sheet, and as you can see, it's thin, but it's held it really well, really well. It's not splitting, it's not breaking, absolutely lovely. And then this is one with 2, and as you can see, it's a lot thicker. Oops, it's a lot thicker, not as translucent, but again, it held it really well. And that's why I felt I probably only need 1 sheet, because it held it really well. Now for the taste test. This is the bit I love the most. So I'm going to break into it. Oh, did you hear that? Let's do it here. Can you hear that crunch? I'm going to do it up here so you can hear it. There you go. Lovely crunch. So I'm going to take a piece. This is still very hot. Ooh, I need a knife. So I'm going to cut into it. Oh, it's still very hot. Really good. Really good. When you get your filling seasoned just right for you, and it's really well seasoned, you're always going to end up with a delicious tasty dish. Absolutely beautiful. And what I like about using just this 1 sheet is you get that crunch, but if you don't like a lot of pastry, it's not, the pastry isn't the main theme, it's the filling that's the main theme. Absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to try it, the one with 2 sheets, and see if there's a difference in terms of the, you know, the experience of using 2 sheets. What I will say is that using the 2 sheets, as you can see, I'm fighting with it a little bit because there is a texture to this pastry sheet that holds everything well, that doesn't break, but it's, as you saw, I was fighting with it. So let's get some of this ingredient. Really nice. Still feeling the taste and the flavors of the veggie and potato mix, but using 2 sheets, it is a lot chewier. So my tip, and what I will definitely continue to do, is just use 1 sheet. 1 sheet is sufficient. Excuse me whilst I finish this. Gonna wash it down with my massive jug of water. My aim is to drink at least one of these jugs. This is a 2 litre jug. At least one of these every day. So I'm going to have a sip. Delicious. That is really nice using these. So I'm going to pop these back in the freezer, and next time I have some mince, I'm going to do this with some mince, maybe some green sprouts, mix it up a little bit. I'm really impressed. Really impressed. So I'm going to let the other ones, I'm going to let all of these ones cook, and then I'll come back and show you. Here we are, guys. Here we are. Look at these spring rolls. Oh my days, they are so good. So good. What I love about these spring rolls is that they are really firmly wrapped. Unlike when you use phyllo or flaky pastry, it does flake a lot. These ones are not going to give you the flake. So it's a different experience. If you do like that flakiness and that crumbliness, go for phyllo or flaky pastry. But these, because everything is so neatly parcelled and packaged, and I ended up using 1 sheet for most of them, the experience is all about the filling. It's all about the filling. Absolutely delicious. So my mind is already racing on all the different fillings for this. You could do mince, spicy mince, mince and veg. You could even take like sausage roll filling, like, you know, the sausage meat, and create a mix with that. Put bean sprouts in there, layer it up with whatever you want, and just roll them or turn them into little parcels. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm so pleased with these. I didn't deep fry them. You can do if you wanted to, but I brushed them with a little bit of oil and popped them in the air fryer. You could do exactly the same, brush them with oil, pop them in the oven. So I'm going to let these cool down, and these are going to be for lunch this week. So I'll probably take 1, maybe 2, and have it for lunch with a salad, or one of the days maybe with some soup. But again, because it's veggie based, you're getting all that goodness, all that nutrition in, and it's going to be super filling. So I'm really pleased with the way these have turned out. So guys, what I'd love to know is, what would be your favourite filling for something like these rolls? Feel free to drop your comments below. So guys, that is it from me. If you have enjoyed this video and that's the sort of thing that you like, feel free to drop a like on this video. Feel free to hit that subscribe button if you've not done so, and click that notification bell, because as soon as I go live, you will be notified. And as I said before at the top, we do all sorts of things: cooking, healthy living, healthy lifestyle, shopping, food hauls, clothing hauls, a bit of gardening, and lots and lots and lots of chit chat. all around living our best life. So I would love to have you as part of my online community. Guys, that is it from me. Whatever you're doing, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.